Microphone is working now. So good evening. Welcome to class with us this evening. We are going to be starting with 2 minutes of movement. It's going to be 1 minute of deep active breath work. So we're going to be laying on our backs and we're just going to be deeply breathing into our core, into our center. And then we're going to go into a slow roll glute bridge. So I wanted to get those 2 minutes just at the top of the class, just because I'm going to go to the back of the mat and the music's going to be timed. So give me a second and you're going to start on your back. I will give you guys just a few moments. All right. Come meet me on the top of your mat. We're going to start on our backs. We're going to have those knees bent. You're going to have one hand on the stomach, one hand on the chest. And you're going to breathe deeply into that lower back. With that deep breath out, really strengthen that center of the body. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just letting it all go. We're going to switch into that slow roll glute bridge. So put those hands to the side. You're going to slowly roll up into a glute bridge, really letting that core lift and then lowering it all down nice and slow. Every little vertebrae feeling it. I have my eyes closed. If you feel safe, you can join me in there. Slowly rolling those hips up into a nice straight line and then lowering it back down. Slow and steady is the game tonight. So really squeezing everything as you take it up, glutes and core. And releasing it all on the way down. You've only got a little bit longer here, so enjoy the motion. Alrighty, take those hips down, send yourself up, standing up, stretching it out, doing as you please, getting ready to start. So we've got 4 blocks, 4 moves, 1 minute per move, no rest in between the moves, 1 minute of rest at the end. So I will explain every block as we go. We're gonna start, it'll just be some nice simple tempo squats. So you're gonna take those hips, sending it back, and you're gonna lift it up, and those tempo squats are gonna be at your own speed, your own pace, or you can go at my speed and my pace. Then you're gonna come onto all fours, you're gonna do bear hold taps. So you're gonna come on all fours, tuck those toes underneath, you're gonna lift those knees up ever so slightly, about an inch or two. You're gonna tap the knees down, and then bring it back up. Hold for about 3 seconds up, and then tap, and then for about 3 seconds up. If that is not for you, you can just give me some cat-cows if it's just too much on the wrist to hold. And then from here to be a bird dog alternating, so opposite hand, opposite arm, or opposite arm, opposite leg. You're gonna take it out nice and long. One arm out, one leg out. Bring the elbow in to meet the knee. Extend it out nice and long, and then place it down. So again, it's all about having a nice flat back here and really rounding through the spine in that center. And then from here, you're gonna do lifted toe taps. So you're gonna come onto the back, a little bit of deep core work here. You're gonna take that head, lifting it up with those shoulder blades, core is nice and tight, and knees in a nice tabletop position. You're gonna give me single leg toe taps. So one leg down, one leg up. If that lift is too much, just keep that head down. No big deal, you're still gonna work the center of your body. So it is that tempo squat, bear hold taps, bird dog alternating into lifted toe taps. We're gonna be here for 20 minutes straight. I will explain every part of the move, everything as we go. Give me 10 seconds going into those tempo squats. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. sending it back with those tempo squats for about 3, 2, 1. Sitting it up for 3, 2, 1. Those hands can follow you through, taking them forward for just 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting it down, pushing those knees out ever so slightly. So you're really activating in through the center in 2, 1. Bringing it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that chest nice and open while you're going down for 3, 2, 1. Bring it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 more seconds. Let's take it down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come meet me on all fours. There's bear hold tap. So you're on all fours, those toes are tucked underneath. You're gonna lift the knees for about 3, 2, 1. Tap them down, lift them right back up for 3, 2, 1. Tap them down, lift it up. Is your core nice and tight? Are your knees and hips aligned? Tap it down, lift it up for 3, 2, 1. You're almost there. Bring it up. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap it down. Lift it up. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap it down. Lift it up. Only another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap those knees down, shake it out for just a second. Bird dog alternating. So take that right arm out, left leg long. Bring that knee in to meet the elbow. Extend it out nice and long. And then replace the hand and knee down. You can let the breath guide you on this one. Breathing in as you extend long, out as you round through. Dramatically bringing that knee in to meet the elbow. Stretching it out at the end like someone's pulling you on each side. Nice and slow here. You only have 15 more seconds. And then we flip onto the back for those lifted toe taps. In 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Flipping it onto the back, lifted toe taps. Knees in that tabletop position, head lifted if you're feeling inclined. Single leg toe taps. The hands can be behind the head, or if you want to have them on your core, just as a healthy little reminder where that strength is coming from. Keeping the chin away from the chest, and of course, breathe. The breath is some of the most powerful things that we have in our body. It controls so much of life. I mean, it's literally life. Without breath, there is no life. So breathe your life in and breathe it out. You're getting a whole minute of rest after this as I explain the next section. You can always stretch or move during that minute for 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it all down, you get a minute of rest. Let me explain what comes next. You're gonna go into a downward dog wave to an upward facing dog. So simple enough. Downward facing dog, wave that spine, take it into an upward facing dog, and then you're gonna roll those hips back, and then you're back into a downward facing dog. So you got that. Then you're gonna have a knee to elbow crunch alternating. So you're gonna go onto your back. You're gonna go onto your back. You're just gonna give me knee to elbows, going nice and slow. Nice little side body moment here. So you got those knee to elbow crunches, and then from here, you're on your back. So you're just gonna meet me in with a glute bridge pulse, lifting those hips up nice and high, tiny little pulses there, squeezing the core, keeping those glutes strong. And then last but not least, you're gonna come up onto those knees. You're gonna do a kneeling lean back. I'm gonna use my arms to also help me out. So I'm just gonna take my arms forward. I'm gonna lean it back as far as I can while keeping the core nice and tight. I'm not sitting down on my ass. I'm just leaning it back and bringing it back up. Those arms can go forwards and backwards. We'll walk through it, but coming in that downward dog, you got 5 seconds. Downward dog to that wave with an upward facing dog. In 3, 2, 1, we are on downward dog. Hips are high. Wave that spine. Bring that chest forward into an upward facing dog. Then send those hips back, stretching out those hamstrings. I know a lot of us were sitting all day long, so really let this one flow. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it just matters how do you feel. Do you feel good? Do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable? I hope so. Because if you can't feel comfortable and safe in your body, where can you be? 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, we're going to flip it to the back for those knee to elbow crunches. In 3, 2, 1. Coming onto our backs now. Knee to elbow crunches. Let's go. Nice and slow here. Knee to the opposite elbow. Then you bring it back. Getting those shoulders off the ground. Breathing as well. Slow and steady. I know we've all had days, and sometimes you just need to slow things down. 20 more seconds. And then we're gonna go into some glute bridge pulses. You gotta slow things down to speed things up. I know it sounds strange, but you gotta reflect in order to figure out where you're going next. In 3, 2, and 1, put those hands down, hips are going high. Glute bridge pulse. Keep those hips high. Keep the chin away from the chest, collarbone spread open, hands down on the ground. If you feel comfortable, close those eyes. Little pulses. Those pulses are coming from you squeezing the glutes, protecting that lower back, keeping that core nice and strong. Brain off, body on. You got about 10 more seconds here, so keep those hips high. Maybe you need to get them a little higher. After this is that kneeling lean back. In 4, 3, 2, and 1, lower those hips down, come up, back up onto those knees, and you're gonna lean it backwards and then bring it right back up. So you're gonna lean it back towards, those arms can go in front of you, kind of like zombie arms, and then you press back as you bring your body forward. So leaning it back, nice strong legs, pressing it forward. This is my friend Zakari's song featuring Absol. Fun fact, Zakari is the voice on Kendrick Lamar's Love. Such a cool dude. He used to work in boats in Alaska. Kind of crazy shit. 20 more seconds. Really goes to show that, you know, one day you could be working in the wilderness in Alaska and the next thing you know, you're on a Kendrick Lamar song. Crazy how the world works, right? You have another 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're on break now, 1 minute. So from here, you're gonna move and groove for 1 minute. Move and groove to me, just literally move and groove as you please. If you need a little more structure, maybe you're in that downward dog, cat cowing, giving yourself just a little stretching moment. Then from here, you're going to the back of the mat for a walkout to a push-up. So those arms are gonna go overhead. You're gonna hinge at the hips, walk those hands out to a nice high plank. 1 push-up on the feet, on the knees, and then you'll walk it right back. Last two moves is going to be a crossover leg extension. Crossover leg extension on the right and then on the left side. So you're going to take that leg up nice and high. You're going to be down into those forearms. Hips are squared towards the center. Knee will cross behind the other knee that is down on the ground. You're going to extend it out nice and long. And then the right knee will go back to kiss that left knee. So you're going to stay on one side for 30 seconds, and then I'll tell you to flip. You'll go to the other side. And then last but not least is going to be a kneeling side plank crunch to a reach. So you're going to pick whatever side you want to start with. You're going to stay kneeling on one side. You're going to extend one arm long, one leg long, elbow to meet the knee, extend it out long. And then I want you to reach and stretch over that arm. And then you're just going to bring it back to the center. So it's a side body crunch and then a reach. You've got 10 seconds though to come meet me standing up or on the ground, whatever feels good for move and groove. I'm gonna let myself just get into this one. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Move and groove. Stretch your body however you please. Sometimes I like to do something I call the hands challenge, where I don't let my hands leave my body. It's a nice little moment of exploration.
Back to reality, backstage full of bougie groupies, venue full of people who pay to pay attention to me. I missed the
Just breathing into whatever it is that you're feeling. Rolling out those hips, rolling out that spine, rolling out that neck. Getting a little deeper into those hips. Maybe you're bending it a little more. You have about 15 seconds. After this, you're going to meet me on the end of that mat. Ooh, let it all ring out. Just let it go. Don't give a shit. You have 3, 2, and 1. Come and meet me on the back of the mat, you guys. Take those arms up overhead. Hinge it at the hips. We're walking it out to that high plank for a push-up. You can take that push-up on the hands or on the feet. Whatever feels good for you. Those feet can go a little bit wider for a little extra support. Those feet can stay together for a little extra challenge. Most important though is when you are hinging at the hips, you are sending those hips back and using that core to keep you nice and strong. Changing things up a little bit. This song is sampled quite a few songs, but sometimes you just want to hear the original, the real thing. About 15 more seconds. And then from here, you're gonna go into that crossover lift. Try to get maybe one more out in about 7 seconds. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come meet me on all fours. Come onto that those forearms. Extend that right leg out nice and long. Cross the knee behind the knee. Extend it out long. And then you bring it back. Stay on this side the whole time. Chest nice and open. Try not to overdo the back there. You only have another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching out our legs. Now taking that other leg up nice and long. Knee behind the knee. Extend it long. And then bring it back together. You got this. Squeeze those glutes. Enjoy what you got here. For just another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come pick whatever side you want to go on for that kneeling side plank crunch with the reach. So one leg long, one arm long, knee to elbow side plank, and then reach that arm over to stretch it a little further. Knee to elbow crunch. And then a nice long extension of the body. You're only here for another 10 seconds on this side. Keep that chest nice and open for 3, 2, and 1. A nice little dramatic switch to the other side now. So again, take your time. Knee to elbow crunch. A nice long extension. 15 more seconds, then you get a whole minute of rest, and then we go into the final 5 minutes. Because it's all arms, So I thought, why not just do a full 5 for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can do this at the minute. You got a minute to rest. You can do this on your knees, or you can stand it up. If you're standing up, I'll give you some other options for legs to add a little challenge. Dramatic over-unders. Arms are going to go out the whole time. You're going to take it over and under. But I want you to kind of use the body and use those shoulders a little for those over-unders while you're squeezing those biceps. So I will give you some little cues there on the legs as well. Circles, simple. Circles forward for 30, circles backwards for 30, squeezing those arms. So you're doing only about the size of maybe like a kiwi, an orange, something, I don't know, fruit. Pull downs, arms are going to go up overhead. You're going to pull those arms down, really opening up the chest here. You're going to pull those arms down, bring them back up. And then the last 10 seconds is, sorry, ignore me. The last 2 moves are going to be a hand to chest open arm reach. So you're going to have both hands bent. You're going to touch your chest. You're going to open those arms, and then you're going to bring them in. And I want you to open. And then when you bring them in, you're going to push your chest out a little. So every time you're opening and pressing, you're going to push the chest out. Last but not least, breaststroke. We're going swimming. Arms are going overhead. Swim those arms behind you, and nice little hinge in the hips. Core is in strong, flat back. I will explain it all as we go. Don't worry. You guys got 10 seconds though for your dramatic over-unders from here. These are going to be fun. You got some dramatic over-unders. Take those arms out wide. 5 minutes. Eyes open, eyes closed. Whatever you got. You got 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Dramatic over-unders. With this, if you want to put a little bend in the knees every time you go up and then down a little bend, you're rubbing probably about the size of a basketball here. When you were breathing, strengthen that core. I don't want to tell you to suck it in because there's nothing to be sucking in, but just strengthen the muscles in there. Really activate through that center. Less stress on the arms. A little more stress on the whole body. 20 more seconds. And we're going to go into circles forward for 30 and then circles backwards for 30. The invitation on that is you can flamingo the legs. That means one arm on one leg. And you can pick whatever leg you want to start with. I recommend starting with the leg you don't want to start with. You've got 3, 2, 1. Give me circles forward. So one leg up, tiny little circles forward. You don't have to have the legs up at all. Totally keep them down. Little circles. Keeping those shoulders away from those ears. You can have a little bend in those elbows, just so you're not totally locked out. Ooh, you got 10 seconds here. And then you can switch legs if you're on one, and you'll switch directions of the arms in 3, 2, 1. Switch those legs, switch those arm directions. Oh yeah. This is not easy. Everyone's just like, it's just little arm motions. You try putting your arms up for 5 minutes straight. But this is where I really like to do that mind to muscle game. We have 7 seconds. We're going to go into those pull downs in 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those arms up overhead, and you're going to pull it down. You can take a little bend in those knees as you pull it down. But I want you to have a nice, strong upper body here, feeling like you're ripping something apart that is really hard to rip. The shoulders are going to naturally want to creep up. Do your best to keep them down. Squeeze those biceps. Feel those shoulder blades really pulling together in the back. You have about 20 more seconds here. After this, it's going to be that hand to chest open arm reach. Stay with it. You've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those both hands onto the chest. You're going to open, press that chest out a little. And with this, you can bring those knees a little in and out, a little inner thigh abductor moment. So you're really kind of just pulsing it out, bring it back. And now we're listening to Leonard Cohen's Nevermind. I know you're like, I never would have thought I'd be working out to Leonard Cohen, but Here we are.
dug some graves.
You're only here for about another 30 more seconds.
The stories
Then from here,
told,
you're going to be breaststroking it,
facts and lies. I had a name,
stretching those arms open
but never
and
mind.
bringing it back in.
Never mind. Never mind.
You got this.
The war was lost. The treaty signed.
15 more seconds.
Truth that lives and truth that dies.
Is that cord nice and tight?
I don't know which.
That chest nice and open? Is that brain off? Is that jaw relaxed? You have 5 seconds and we go into that final breaststroke in 3, 2, 1. Hinge those hips back. Breaststroke, swimming it forwards
Complete.
and all the way around.
Some among you.
Again, I'm going to say this cue. Shoulders away from the ears.
Our little lives. The clothes we wore.
Especially when you're bringing those arms forward. But go nice and slow here. Especially when you're pulling those arms back, thinking about what you're pushing through. And not pushing down, pushing through.
Which understand.
Because pushing shit down ain't gonna help anybody. Pushing through stuff, that means you're integrating it. And that means you're respecting the experience that you're having. And you're just going through it. You gotta go through something to get somewhere. 15 seconds. After this, you get a little bit of a break as I explain the finisher. Knew that finisher is going to burn. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, roll it out. Guys, you're going to be on the ground the whole time. So you got 4 moves, 1 round, 1 minute per move, no rest in between because I'm not in a resting mood today. So you're going to give me lifted clamshells to a wrap on one side. So you're going to come onto that elbow. You're going to have those knees stacked on top of each other, the hips squared off in the center. You're going to lift with that right arm all the way up. And then you're going to lower. And as you lower, you're going to wrap that arm underneath to really wring out that center. And then you lift it back up. That head can follow if you please, and then you bring it back. The lift is not for you. You can just take out that lift and you can still do the clamshell with the wrap. Do that on one side, do it on the other side. Then from here, it is a boat to low boat with a V leg. So you can do it with arm support or without arm support. I'm gonna show you with arm support because that's what I need. So you're gonna give me a nice little boat, which is nice tabletop legs. And then when you low boat it, I want you to take those legs out nice and wide into a V. Then you bring it back up and then you lower it back down. That is not going to be too much of a move. If you have the ability to go no support, by all means, you do that, but I'm going to need the support. So that's your boat to low boat with a V leg. And then last but not least, you're going to come onto the back. You're going to give me a lifted traveling egg beater. So you can lift the head or you can leave it down. And then you're just going to egg beat those legs, little motions all the way down. I want you to do small motions there. You're going to take those legs as far down as you can go without compromising lower back. And then you egg beat it up and then you egg beat it down. You guys got 4 minutes of motion coming onto whatever side you want to start with for that lifted clamshell with the wrap. Getting ready to feel good. You got 5 seconds onto that forearm, taking that arm up nice and hot, long in 3, 2, 1. Let's lift it up, lifted clamshell, arm nice and long, and then you bring it in, wrap that arm underneath, really reach all the way around there. Wrapping motions like this are great for the digestion system because it just helps you remind yourself you got a lot going on in there, and it kind of just stretches it out and brings it out. 30 more seconds.
Though many try, I live among you, well disguised.
Nice and slow. The slower, the better. Ten seconds left. We're going to switch to the other side in 3, 2, and 1. Gentle switch to the other side. We are on lifted clamshell on the left side. So lifting it all the way up, and then you take it down and wrap it around underneath you. Stay nice and strong here. Let those thoughts just fall off like some really good meat on a brisket bone. Ooh, now I want brisket, which you can get if you have my barbecue man in Los Angeles. 24 more seconds. After this, I'm going to go into that boat to a low boat with the V legs. I'm going to have my arms supporting behind me because that's what feels best for me. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come meet me in that boat to a low boat with those arms supported if you like. So tabletop those legs, and then when you extend it out, extend those legs into a V, and then you bring it back up. Careful again if those arms are supporting you that you're keeping the shoulders as far away from the ears as you comfortably can. That low boat, give it a second to hold. Maybe you want to challenge yourself by putting those arms up if you feel like you can. This one always doesn't feel good on my tailbone, but damn, I'm trying. Halfway there. After this, you only got one more move. It's that lifted traveling eggbeater. Nice and slow here. Nice proud chest. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it all down. Lift those legs into a 90-degree angle. Lift that chest up and let those legs go into a traveling eggbeater. Tiny little motions on the way down. I am sweating. And then guess what? You just take it right back up. You got this. Little tiny motions. If those legs aren't going all the way down, does not matter. You're just getting them down as low as you can and bringing them right back up, because the thing that really matters is where that low back is. It's not about how low you get those legs. The strength doesn't come from there. That comes with time. But you gotta start somewhere. You're only here for another 13 seconds. It's not that long. Time is a construct though, so it could be long. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in, roll it up. We did it. Woo. Guys, thank you so much for coming to my first ever evening class. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. If you don't mind a quick photo, you know the drill. Most of you have been here before. We have 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, guys. I will see you maybe tomorrow or next week or some other time. Thank you for joining. Bye, everybody.